Coming up on Carolina News, crash test, how local airports are preparing for scary situations before they're real.
On the ground, a reporter posted in Ukraine is sharing her story.
I think I just heard the air raid siren going off outside.
Family time. South Carolina got one step closer today to guaranteeing paid family leave for state employees.
Carolina News starts now.
From the University of South Carolina, your news, your sports, your weather. Carolina News begins now.
Talks between Russia and Ukraine aimed at ending the invasion happened today in Turkey. The Turkish president is calling for an immediate ceasefire and says it's up to both sides to make that happen. He's expecting solid outcomes from the talks, but President Biden says he's not reading into it until he sees what the reactions are. Here at U of SC, our reporter Carly Elijah heard from a journalist who's posted in Ukraine now. She has more on what it's like for civilians on the ground.
I think I just heard the air raid siren going off outside, but at this point it goes off like pretty often.
That's Isabel Kershudian, a Washington Post writer and photographer, currently posted in Odessa, Ukraine. Students in Professor Andy Burns' journalism class had the chance to speak with Isabel Monday to hear firsthand what a journalist is doing in an active war zone.
It's so weird, but you get used to war if you live here.
5-year-old Diana celebrated her birthday in a bunker. Her birthday cake was an orange with a candle, and the only gift her parents could afford was a Kinder Egg. Isabel explained how she came across Diana and her family.
Started calling over to me, sort of yelling over for me to come over. And she's like, I have a 5-year-old girl here who's, celebrating her birthday downstairs. This is, why don't you talk to us?
Isabel was a Moscow correspondent before the war began.
This is cool. I remember her saying she wanted to do the sports because she knew there were a lot of Russians that played hockey, and it would give her a chance to get to Russia because she wanted to be a Russian correspondent.
And her time in Russia has highlighted how different Russian media is.
I'll put it this way. Most of Russian society is pretty apolitical. They don't really pay attention to the day-to-day. And they don't feel like they have the ability to change anything. There isn't this protest culture there. I would get this question a lot of oh, does do your bosses tell you what to write? Or well, you have to push this narrative from the United States. And it's no, it's not really how it works.
Isabel plans to stay in Odessa as long as possible. She's in a city increasingly targeted by Russia, aiming to take more control of the Black Sea region. It's likely she'll have to evacuate soon to nearby Poland, but for now, she's doing what she can to educate readers on what's going on and shed light on this invasion. For Carolina News, I'm Carly Elijah.
Coming up next on Carolina News, a bill to guarantee paid family leave for state employees is moving in the State House.
After the break, we'll have more on how the bill that's been frozen for almost a year is now drawing lots of support in the South Carolina Senate.
145 over 92.
180 over